And now we will present the Anthropolis Research Program, joined with Jakob. Maybe if you can come here. Jakob Püchinger and myself, Flore Vallet. So who are we? Jakob, I'll let you speak first.
So I was the chairholder of the Anthropolis chair until 3 weeks ago. And now I'm professor at EM Normandie, and I stay scientific advisor with Anthropolis until the end of the chair project in September next year. And I'm very happy that Flore took over the responsibility for the chair, and I'm also very grateful for her work on the chair in the last years. So I'm very happy that she's now in charge.
Thank you very much, Eka. So myself, I'm a researcher in user-centered design at IRT SystemX and Centrale Supélec. And thank you also, Jakob, for this great collaboration since 2016. So I'm now very pleased to be the chairholder of this great chair. Started from September and for the next months. So now we are going quickly to present our main research activities, our collaborations, just a quick overview of our publications, and we will introduce the colloquium agenda. So our main research activities, you can find the main topics here, and our industrial partners on the top: EDF, ENGIE, Renault, Communauté d'agglomération Paris-Saclay, and Nokia Bell Labs. So thank you for their support. And so the topics we investigate are related to mobility futures and urban life, mobility as a service, and also the future of mobility infrastructures, as you will discover along the program. And in the day-to-day work of the chair, we also have the pleasure to have associated partners, industrial partners from EDF, Mrs. Sylvie Dozou, who is here today. And until recently, we also had Edgar Kay from Nokia Bell Labs to complement the team. And so you had the topics, and it's very important to us to address the challenges related to sustainability across these topics. And that's what we are trying to address, and we will show some results. And that's why we chose this title for this colloquium. So just a quick overview of how our research is structured in several tasks, with a common background on urban mobility, a task on urban life and scenarios and urban mobility on mobility futures, a task on mobility as a service and on infrastructures. And this is the examples of questions we are asking and trying to address in the chair, trying to connect a bit all these important topics about future travel experiences, mobility as a service, maybe crossing infrastructures, addressing the usage of public space, for instance. Important development goals, which is important for research and teaching. So we are trying to develop a vision of future mobility Of course, trying to keep in mind the fact that we have to reduce the greenhouse gases emission, but also basically improve the quality of life of citizens. And that's why we're trying to reflect about these sustainability issues across all our tasks. And we have two specific deliverables that are dedicated to this topic. So now here is our team of doctoral students. So 3 of them we have here in the room. Charles Gall, who is working on mobility futures. So up-to-date building future mobility for and with the inhabitants of a territory. That's not the final title, but basically we are looking for a human-centered scenario-based design approach. We have also Tarek Chouaki, who works on reinforcement learning related to mobility on demand services by simulation. And we have also Mariana Reyes, who works on mobility as a service related to the concepts of governance and business models. Just a few words on our previous colloquium, which took place online, envisioning sustainable futures for urban mobility. So that was a few months ago. And we had about 100 people online. It was a very nice opening event, let's say, for our works. So that's the report, and you can find our also our results on this link. We are also producing a booklet of deliverables because for all tasks we are delivering some deliverables. 15 of them are planned until the end of the chair next year, and we already have delivered 10 of them to our partners. So that's an example of this booklet. And just a little insights on the workshops we are conducting with the partners. The last one was in April. So we had a workshop led by Tarek and Tjark on simulation and development of future scenarios for our local ground of experiment here, Communauté d'Agglomération Paris-Saclay. And we also addressed the question of mobility as a service ecosystem here locally at Communauté d'Agglo Paris-Saclay for the PhD of Mariana, focused on the creation of sustainable value. And now let's move to our other activities and collaboration with the extended team of the chair and the work with the Future Cities Lab. So for that, I let you introduce. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Flo. So I will now a little bit talk about the activities that we call leverage of the chair, that we were able to develop in the last years to get some additional funding for supporting further works that are related to the research we do within the chair. So we have several doctoral students that work with us. 2 of them are present here, and the 3rd one is present online. So it's Yusu, who is working on dial-a-ride problems with electric vehicles. So it's actually on the operations of mobility on demand. With that, Ben Lima, she's at Centrale Casablanca, and she's working on data analysis for urban mobility with a special focus on accessibility. And then we have Julien Balthazar, who works on on an eco-design method for electric mobility, being more interested in, I would say, rural and longer distance mobility. So going beyond our scope that we have in general in the chair that is very much focused on urban situations. And then we have also the link with the Future Cities Lab that is co-funded by the Région Île-de-France and also by the city of Beijing, and where we had a postdoctoral researcher, Adam Abdin, who was working on the interaction between automated mobility on demand and the electric power grid, and especially on how these vehicles could help to make the power grid more resilient when failures occur, for example. So we are still continuing to work with Adam, who is now a maître de conférence, assistant professor at the LGI at Centrale Supélec, and we are still continuing also to supervise a master student who work on research projects with us, and there are several papers currently being written together with Adam. And then we also have Michele Tirico, who joined us in January this year as a postdoc researcher working on the morphogenesis of urban mobility networks and how this, especially with new modes, that's more in for developing the future of mobility. So we will see almost all of them today except Adam, but all the others will be presenting their current results. So also within this collaboration with the Future Cities Lab, we organized an online started in 21, where we had approximately 12 presentations every year. We always start at 10 in the morning because of the time lag, the Chinese colleagues can also participate. We made some reports of these seminars that are available online, and we plan to continue this year, this academic year, potentially starting beginning of October, but we did not finalize the agenda yet. So here you can see more information on the research topics. I already told you about them on the slides before. So is this now back to you, Flor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now
You can go.
So here I give you. So after this presentation of the interaction with other labs and the extended team of the chair, we can talk a little bit about our publications. So in 2021, we published one journal article, which doesn't seem a lot, but the reason is that we had several articles accepted, but their official publication date is now in 2020. So that's why we already have 5 journal publications in 2022. We did 10 presentations at international conferences. And here you see also the cycle of PhD students, because first the students will go to present at conferences, and then they will get their articles in journals also accepted. We also wrote book chapters. And we also have some technical publication. And this year we had a little bit less conference participations, and now we see the journal publications stepping up. So maybe now I will give over to you.
Thank you. So a rapid glance at the agenda of our colloquium, and just to introduce you to the characters, the French-Moroccan family, Selma, Frédéric, and their son, Mathieu. And we also have a retired farmer, Alain. So we are going to hear from them along the day. This morning, we are going try to address from on the topic of spatial accessibility to healthcare facilities with a case study in Casablanca. So that's for 2 hours with a more open scope on urban mobility transitions. How might we move tomorrow? So we will try to bring some contributions to this question, starting with Jacques, with his PhD work, framework applied to perspectives, together with Jacob and with the moderation of Yann Briand, who is here from IRT Systemics. And we will introduce Yann this afternoon, but I will have the pleasure to work on the team management in team with Yann. And finally, some closing remarks, and we will make sure to finish sharp on time, because we have some technical constraints here on site, and coffee and more informal exchanges if you are willing to. So thank you.